Let me paint the scene. It's Friday afternoon, 10 minutes until my train arrives. 3% battery, 23-minute journey. I start feeling uneasy thinking, how am I going to pass the time? And then it hits me. I can't deal with boredom. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are good. Hope you are well. Boredom. Boredom is defined as feeling weary or impatient because one is unoccupied or lacks interest in one's current activity. We are inundated with entertainment. Pleasure is literally at our fingertips. Movies, music, books, podcasts, social media. And nowadays, entertainment is so advanced. Almost all games on social media are literally designed to keep you enthralled. They adopt the same technology that you'd find on slot machines and casinos, with designs that constantly give us this endorphin rush with rewards like likes and hearts and affirmations and making us feel like we have almost hit big or won the jackpot. They give us a dopamine rush, meaning that entertainment is quite literally a drug. But like any drug, there are side effects. The lack of boredom means that we have in fact lost the ability to be bored and to sit in stillness. An experiment from 2014 showed that we would actually be in pain rather than be bored. When left alone in a room for 15 minutes, with nothing to do except press a buzzer that they knew would give them an electric shock, over half of the participants chose the shock. They chose to press a buzzer that would give them a shock rather than sit down for 15 minutes, bored with nothing to do. We see it in the lack of stillness around us. We see it on the train when everyone has their heads down on their phone. We see it in children who constantly need to be entertained. We see it in analytics where retention rate for long form content is low. And we're taught to constantly keep you engaged by switching things up every 3 seconds. There's a reason why TikToks and shorts and reels are all the rage. We cannot hold concentration and we lose interest very quickly. But it goes way deeper than that. I was gonna put on my glasses, but I can't find them. Let's get scientific. Although the brain is an organ, in some ways it operates like a muscle. Like a muscle, our brain changes constantly based on what it's exposed to. Deep thinking can be compared to resistance training. It's the kind of thing that we need to do to our brain to keep it growing, keep it strong, keep it healthy. And according to Dr. Caroline Leaf, who is a cognitive neuroscientist, we're not using our brains properly when we're on social media. And so when we are overwhelmingly exposed to it, our brain starts changing and fires neurotransmitters incorrectly, which causes abnormal pathways in the brain. A neurologist by the name of Baroness Susan Greenfield says that the fast-paced images we experience through social media, they're changing the way that our brain works. We're no longer thinking, we're just reacting. No, swear down. People on social media are not thinking, they're just reacting. Is it? I would have never noticed that. Thanks to constant fast-paced entertainment, we're now better at processing information, but not better at understanding it. We process images 60,000 times faster than words. And so when our boredom avoidance tactics are made up of constantly scrolling through videos and images, whilst constantly switching between apps, this is what psychologists call floodlight attention, AKA spreading our attention thinly, versus spotlight attention, which is actually what our brains thrive on. And all that entertainment is causing information overload, which a lot of studies have found actually impacts the motivational system of the brain. Because of the information overload, our brains can process information as a threat and therefore avoid it. In other words, it's making us stupid. All of this is also causing atrophy of the brain, which basically means that it's wasting away. And it's decreasing in size, which is basically what happens as we age. We are basically aging our brains more rapidly than normal. Forget anti-aging skincare and creams. We need to be thinking about the fact that we are aging our brains. Take the glasses off. So, what is the solution? Il dolce far niente. We've seen the TikTok sound.
We call it il dolce far niente. It means the sweetness of doing nothing.
And the Italians are in fact the masters of it. So in English, we don't have a literal translation because we like to suffer. But the closest we have is killing time. Il dolce far niente. It demands more. It's not just killing time. It means to intentionally let go and prioritize being as well as doing. Il dolce far niente, it provides the brain the breaks that it needs to sort of recharge. And a recharged brain is a more productive brain. We romanticize it and we say, oh, I wish I could have more time sitting on the beach with friends. We use the TikTok sound to death. We put it all over like just, you know, stuff that we're doing, walking down the road at the market, all that kind of stuff. But it's absolutely what we should be prioritizing, more so than we currently are. And you know me, I'm a strong advocate of, you know, less work, more play. Not in a lazy way, but in a wholesome, anti-capitalist, making us think we have to work and toil just to spend money on things that we don't need, that kind of that kind of vibe, you know? But the reality is that we are brainwashed, me included. So rather than carve out downtime, we just try to be busy or even look busy at the very least. But then because we're so desperate for that rest and we're so resentful for the work that we have to do, we end up sort of rebelling. And because we haven't actually planned out that downtime, that dolce far niente, we just end up, you know, doom scrolling and revenge scrolling and doing brain frying activities, thinking that we are sort of taking our time back or resting. So yes, the solution is to choose boredom in the modern sense. Go for a silent walk, read a book in the park. And for those who literally don't have the time or you just want to carve out baby steps, simply embrace boredom in your day-to-day. I remember hearing some advice from a podcast, which is also a book, called The Ruthless Elimination of Rush and Hurry, I believe. But things like not taking your phone to the bathroom, leaving your headphones at home when you travel, when you're waiting for the train, not having something in your ear entertaining you when you are literally standing on the train platform. And if not for the sake of anti-aging your brain, listen, if you're still a hustle babe and you're just trying to like work, then at least do it for the productivity benefits. Because boredom and stillness is really what breeds creativity. It is one of the things I believe that absolutely breeds creativity. When you're bored, your mind is forced to wander, which I think leads to original ways of thinking, aka innovation, creativity, new ideas. Have you noticed? Is it just me? But when I'm in the shower or on the toilet, that is when the ideas come. And honestly, I think there's a science to it. Repetitive, habitual activities, they use the subconscious part of our brain. Like, have you ever paused and think, wait, did I brush my teeth? Did I put on deodorant? You probably did, but because it's a recurring action, a habit, you probably did it using your subconscious brain. It was almost muscle memory, you didn't think about it. And I think these moments leave our conscious brain free to roam and to generate new ideas. When we aren't filling that conscious part of our brain with information, entertainment in our ears, in our face, it leaves space for our imagination to roam free. When you aren't listening to a podcast or listening to music with lyrics on that train ride gets pretty boring and your brain has nothing to do but wonder. Do you know what I did when I was stuck on that train ride with 3% battery and 23 minutes to go? I wrote this video. I conceptualized and scripted this video. Something that would usually take me hours at home, full of procrastination and distractions, it took me like 15 minutes. And if that is not a case study as to why you should do it, then I don't know what is. So in conclusion, next time you're walking to the station, next time you're on a medium, short, long drive, next time you're stood waiting for the train, try to choose boredom. That's all I have to share with you today. Let me know what you think of what I'm saying in the comments down below. Do you agree? Is this something that you practice? Is this something that you carve out in your day-to-day? Give your girl some tips because I really am trying to incorporate it more into my day-to-day life. But as always, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Share this with someone if you think it'd be interesting to them. Comment down below, like, all of that good stuff. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.